All right, guys, I am still reeling from that runner up. That was so awesome. I am still coming to grips with how just unreal that was to be at a race that I've just idolized for years and years and always wanted to race at. I've been there probably 6 or 7 times to TX2K, something like that, to go out there, compete with some of the top street car racers in the country is just unreal. And to finish runner up in the pro class is just insane. Thank you guys so much for watching the videos, the support, all the comments, all the excitement, all of that good stuff. Hopefully we have a great season of racing ahead of us. I am really pumped to get into it and see what this thing can do, see if we can grab some more trophies, because I am just, my brain is just on racing right now. That's what my brain cannot stop thinking about, and what I'm about to tell you guys right now is hopefully gonna put us into a better position for the rest of this season. So, may surprise you guys to hear, but this video, we are pulling the engine out of the Camaro. I know, it sounds crazy. Cooper, you just came runner up, you had multiple 7-second passes, why are you doing this? Well, this engine, as most of you guys know, has been in this car since conception of the car. The first thing that we did was check if the engine fit. My boy Jonathan, he took this project on of fabricating this engine into here, and that's it. It's been there since. 2 years, probably over 100 passes, well over 100 passes, dynoing, street driving, just trans brake, getting on the 2-step, all of that stuff, super hard on everything. The engine still feels pretty good. We could tell it was still making some steam when 140 miles an hour in the 8th, which is still my personal best 8th mile an hour. So it's clearly still good on that front, but we got a long season ahead of us. We have some downtime. There's some time in between racing. Right now, I can take a couple weeks to pull this engine, bring it to the machine shop, bring it to Induction Performance, and we can open it up, check out what it needs, fresh bearings, fresh rings, and potentially different rods and pistons. I know what you guys are thinking. I'm thinking it too. Cooper, you showed us a billet block. Where is it at? The billet block is still here in the shop, but I am not prepared for the billet block yet. When we go billet block, I want to have a few things for sure to make this combo better. I want to have a Turbo 400 for sure, and I also for sure want to have a dry sump, and there's other things I want to change up. I'm not going to really go into that right now, but there's a bunch of other things I want to change up. Before that, we still haven't figured out cylinder head, all that good stuff. So we're not quite ready. I have ordered parts for it. There are things that we have for it, not just the block. They're like, you know, really high dollar head studs. There's just so many other things that go along with changing over to that we're just not there yet. So in the meantime, for this next season, I'm gonna pull this thing apart, pull the engine out, and have it refreshed. So I've never done that. You guys know this engine hasn't come out yet, so it's gonna be a learning experience. Thankfully, it shouldn't be too bad. The only downside is I do have to pull the transmission, which you guys know, pulling the transmission is really not a thing that I worry about at all. I'll pull that transmission and it'll be like I could do it with my eyes closed. But I'm gonna pull the transmission out, and then we can just work on pulling the engine out. It should not be too bad. All of like this stuff is Vangent clamped. The turbo kit and the intake manifold should just come right out with it, and then I can unbolt them separately. It's just gonna feel really good going into this season with a fresh bill of health for this thing. I wanna give a quick thank you to our sponsor for this video, Keeps. Now, you guys all know I have the best hair on YouTube. That's trademarked by me. If you are experiencing any form of male baldness, check out Keeps. They have a revolutionary system, no doctors, no pharmacies, gets shipped right to your door. You can even get 50% off using my code CooperBogetti. Link is in the description. 2 out of 3 men will experience baldness by the time they are 35 years old. So if you look around, you got 3 friends you know, there's a good chance you are probably losing your hair and you may not even know it yet. The best thing to do is to act before you lose it all while you still have hair. If you notice it's thinning, go to keeps.com if you want to keep it. So link is in the description. 50% off your first order with code CooperBogetti. Act now. You do not want to act too late. Fix this stuff before it really becomes a big issue. Huge thank you to Keeps for sponsoring this video. Let's get to it. Well, not a single drop of trans fluid came out of the overflow, so that's really cool. I was talking about that a few times. A lot of people were saying to put it up high. I know that's the correct way, but every time I open this thing, it is just empty, so I just always think, how much could it really help my situation? All right, well, in about maybe 45 minutes worth of work, I got the oil out, the coolant out, got the transmission out. That was probably about 20 minutes in itself. It's very straightforward these days. It used to be very difficult. Now it's very easy. Obviously, you guys know trans is fine, just went through, but it could use some fresh fluid. Obviously, if I'm gonna pull it out, might as well freshen up the fluid. But just working on getting the engine out here, undid some of the wiring. It doesn't look like much, but it's actually pretty close to coming out now. There's a couple fuel lines, a couple more fittings, and a couple more bolts to do. I mean, it may look still like a lot. It kind of does look like a lot, but it's really honestly not that bad. So charge pipe undone, lower charge pipe sitting up here, bunch of just miscellaneous stuff here, trying to keep everything organized as best I can. Not really too bad. Vacuum lines kind of laid over here, and we're really not too far. So upper line, fuel line in, this fuel line and pump and filter hopefully can stay on there, and then I just have to undo the one to the regulator. Trying to take out as much with the motor as possible because it'll be a lot easier to take it apart once it's out of the car instead of in the car, but really not too bad. I'm gonna try to leave the wastegates on. I'll just undo the wastegate pipes, the tubes, but really it should be able to come out like this. Breather lines, coil pack, take off just so I don't nick it when I'm coming out, and it makes it a little shorter. But I don't know, once I start lifting it out, I'll find what else needs to come apart. All right, well, I was cracking away at doing this, and then I had to run out to get a couple bolts. These bolts, I did not have any of this threading. It's like an M10 by 1.25 deal. I don't really have many of those that I wanted to sacrifice for this.
All right, coming out wasn't too bad. A little sweaty, but it's out. Yeah, not terrible. Getting it in is gonna be really hard because it's definitely a lot of finagling, but I can paint these, which is cool. But engine's out. I was able to pull it out with the intake still on and the exhaust still on, so that was cool. Now I can take off the turbo and stuff. Probably put this thing on an engine stand. I don't know, back and forth I'm putting it on an engine stand, but maybe I will. I don't really need it on an engine stand because it's probably getting loaded up pretty soon, but it's out. Whew. Only about maybe 4 hours to pull that out, trans and all. It's really not too bad. And that was the first time I've ever done that. Genuinely the first time I've ever, I think it's the first time the engine's ever been out, honestly. So, not bad. I can live with that. Hopefully it's not off balanced. Check the car. Let's see. Oh yeah, still seems pretty good. Yep, no problem. The poor exhaust. Oh no. Oh man, so tear down shelf. Key. Wiring. I'm gonna clean that up. Some of it needs to be reloomed still after that fire, so it is what it is. See those? Those are for the LS engine mounts, in case we ever wanted to go back. But we don't want to go back. Oh my gosh, I am freaking dying. I am exhausted right now. I have been working on this thing for a couple hours now. Just pulled it all apart, fought with some studs. Had to cut 2 studs to get the exhaust manifold off. I don't know if it's warped from heat, but probably. It's really tough to get 2J exhaust manifolds off, and I've never really done it much, so that's also part of it. But there it is. This BPA exhaust manifold, this thing has been killer. Going 7s on, you know, this little tiny thing, you know, just a little T4 guy, you know, not anything too crazy here, but you can see this one stud still stuck. I don't know if it just like warped a little bit or what, but yeah, it is what it is. We've gotten this thing pretty warm. So that's off. Intake manifold is off, the Plasma Man. All my parts are starting to stack up here, just trying to keep this nice. I'm gonna pickle these guys, these injectors. Probably get some new O-rings while they're out, because a couple of them look a little nicked, and usually that happens once they come in and out a couple times. Just a good idea to do some fresh O-rings. Clean these guys up. These are the ID 2600s. So these are beefy injectors, a lot of injector. So yeah, I'm done for tonight. I want to organize and clean this up really badly, but I can't even do it. I need to go shower. I'm exhausted. I'm sweaty. I'm frustrated. But it is what it is. Pulling apart a car is never easy, never fun. And it, you know, it is what it is. But motor's out. But that'll do it though, guys. Thank you for watching. Keep it saucy. We'll see you next time.